welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my first trimester symptoms and update. So I will be talking about everything a little bit before I found out I was pregnant, everything I was feeling after I found out I was pregnant, and basically everything until 13 weeks. So from week 1 to week 13. I am 14 weeks right now, and I am actually getting over a cold, and that's why it took me a little longer to film this, because I didn't want to sound stuffy, and I kind of still do, but I sound way better than I have this week. And if you're new, welcome to my channel. This is my second pregnancy. I have one toddler. She is 2 years old. Her name is Madeline Rose. She'll turn 3 right before I have the baby because her birthday is in August and my baby's due in September. And if you'd like to follow along in my pregnancy journey, don't forget to subscribe. The first thing that I want to start off with is I wanted to show you guys this. It's like a pregnancy planner slash journal. It's kind of reflecting. It says, "The journey begins," and I tried my very best to find a link for you guys. It's from Michael's, but they don't have one. If by the time this video's up and they restocked it, I will have it linked down below, but as of right now they don't, and that really sucks. And I'm actually glad that I got it when I got it, because I got it like a year ago, because my sister got it when she was pregnant with her son a year ago. And then I saw it on sale and I bought it because even though I didn't know when I was going to have another baby, you can fill in the dates. And so I thought it was really, really cute, and during the time we were really into like planning and the stickers and all of that stuff. So that's why I got it, but it is by Recollections. I tried to find something similar. The only thing that I can think of that is similar is the bullet journal. I think you can use that. Either they have one for pregnancy or you can use it for your pregnancy. But keeping a notebook or buying a scrapbook will also work the same way. So this planner is divided into trimesters. I don't know if you guys can see. So I have been writing down things in here. That way when I do my videos, I can plan doing my videos in here, and I can jot down everything I want to mention in my videos. So that's why I'm really excited, except for I haven't all kept an update. I haven't kept everything on here because some stuff is on my phone, and that's because I was keeping track before I found out I was pregnant, so days after I was ovulating and all that stuff. So we'll go over that in the entire video. I just wanted to show that to you guys because I'll probably be looking down at it all the time. And I need my phone. Babe! Before I get into that, I was going to show you guys my app. I want to mention that I did post on my Instagram, and I did ask what you guys... Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So I posted on my Instagram and I asked you guys what you guys wanted to know for this update. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me now. I'll have my @ in here. And just in case I do another questionnaire like that, you guys can participate in it. So there were a few questions that I got, and basically everything is something that I was already including in this video. You'll basically just find the answer to your question in this video, so you'll have to watch the whole thing. First thing I'm going to mention actually now is that we were not planning on having a baby. We are so happy that we're having a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and say no, we didn't plan it. But I'm not gonna say that I don't want my baby, because and my friends know it, you know, I was always like, yeah, I can't wait to have another baby. I for sure want to have more kids. I'm really excited for Maddie to be a big sister, so that's a really big plus, because my biggest fear was that I didn't know when I would have another baby, and I was nervous that Maddie would be really far apart from her siblings, and I didn't really like that. The sun is kind of going out, so just turn it up like this. That's what happens when you're using natural lighting. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that, but like I said, we're so excited to have another baby. That was that was a lot of talking. I hope that you guys haven't gotten bored. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking a little more about like what my update video is about, and I wanted to show you guys the app that I'm using. And so I'm using, it's called Pregnancy. Can you guys see it? Okay, so I have two. I have the Bump, and the Bump I used when I was pregnant with Maddie, and I loved it, and I still love it. They still update me. Like, I'm on their subscription list, I guess, for their email subscription list, and I still get, you know, updates about Maddie, and it's just like she's 32 months old or something like that. I don't know what it actually is, but it'll tell me, and it'll update me even on her. And so, see, I'm getting light again. For this pregnancy, I downloaded Pregnancy Plus, and that's because somebody who I watch on YouTube, Erin Williams, you'll probably hear me talk about her all the time because I love her and I've been watching her forever. Her first is about the same age as Maddie, and that's when I started watching her. And so I got this app from her, and so it'll show me how big the baby is, and it'll tell me she's 100 days old. It's week 14, and if you click on it, if you click on the baby, it'll show you, you can click the ruler, and it'll show you the actual size of the baby. And so this is what the actual size of my baby is right now, but it was really cool to see since week like 4. And then if you click the the info, it'll give you all the info on the baby. Yawning. Oh wow, I haven't read week 14 yet because I just turned 14 weeks. Oh, but that's really cute. So it'll update you on what's developing. For example, it would tell me that the heart started beating, and if you actually turn it up, it'll tell you. You have to turn your phone on loud, but you can actually hear the heart beating. And I just think that's so cute. It's just like the little things, you know? And it's not actually my baby's heartbeat, but it's just really cool, and it's really realistic, and it's just very informational. It's 3D. You can spin it. You can see the umbilical cord, but as I was saying before, it would tell me that the organs were developing, the limbs were growing, the eyelids, a whole bunch of stuff like that. And so I really like that, and you really like to know that. And so that's the app. Those are the two apps that I use. I go back and forth, and then I can actually log in my appointments, and then so it'll have an option here. You can see appointments, and then it has like personal diary here somewhere, and it has my current weight. So I've been adding in my weight, and if I click on the Me tab, it'll show me like my body, my belly, and my weight. I can even add in a birth plan here. Moving on. This is going to be a really long video. I will start to talk about what it was like when I was finding out I was pregnant. Actually, let me go through there. I'm sorry, it's probably going to be super unorganized because there's so much that I want to talk about. So some things are in here, and some things are in my app, I think. Okay. So, I was able, it may seem, even though I said that it didn't seem like we were planning on having a baby, it may seem that way. But the reason why is just because I knew when we conceived, so I was able to track it, and I was able to start testing when I could because I was so paranoid that I was going to be pregnant. Because what had happened was, well, it happened, and then I went to my app, and for periods and ovulation, I use the Glow app. It's just called Glow. I was going to show it to you guys, but now it's like being weird. But it's purple and it just has a G and it's just glow, and you can track your period. You can use it if you're trying to have a baby, or there was an option, which is the one I was on, and you can use it to avoid pregnancy. And so you just know when you're ovulating, and you can either not have sex or you can be more careful around that time. And it's actually really, really helpful. I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it was really helpful to know that I was ovulating. And so I was actually ovulating on that day. So then I was like, well, crap, I'm probably going to get pregnant. And so I was able to watch when I stopped ovulating, and then I decided to wait, and that's when you go into your days past ovulation. And that's what I had mentioned in my pregnancy video. If you haven't seen it, I took live pregnancy tests. I'll have it up here. And that was when I took 3 live pregnancy tests, and I told Alfredo that I was pregnant. And so that's what I meant when I was saying DPO. It means days past ovulation. And I started to test at 8 days past ovulation, because I wrote in here at 7 days past ovulation I had spotting, and I had never ever spotted before, and it wasn't anything crazy. I just went to the bathroom, and when I went to wipe, there was like pink, and it wasn't dark blood. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just very light, like pink, and I was like, but I knew that it was blood, and nothing like this has ever happened to me before. It probably happened with Maddie, and I probably never noticed. I really don't remember, but I probably just missed it if it did happen with Maddie, but I don't recall. And I do know that people say that it's implantation. So as soon as I saw it, because I knew that we were anticipating this, I was like, crap, this is implantation. I know it is. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll see, because I was also due for a period in about 5 days or so. I don't know. That's just a guess. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll get a period tomorrow, maybe I won't. So we'll see. The next day, which was my 8 days past ovulation, it happened again. And that's when I was like, okay, this is like for sure implantation. I have to, like, I think I was going to wait until 10 days past ovulation to take my first test, but I waited until 8. I looked it up. It's one of the earliest days that you can start taking an early pregnancy test. And so I did. Well, I looked for the only one that I had. The one that I had said it was an early response pregnancy test, but it was honestly from 7-Eleven, and so but it was the only thing that I had, so I just took it. And that's the test. That's the first test that I took in my video, and I did it. I saw like a faint line. If you've seen the video, you already know. Then I took another, then I really saw a faint line, and then I took my third, and that's when I got a positive. And it was a faint line, but you could definitely see that it was a positive. After that, my period was due for about 2 days, and I already knew. Like, once I got that positive, I think just when you know, you know. And if you've gotten a positive, you know what it's like. And just like, you just know. You know, I just knew it was coming. I felt it. I didn't feel anything with my body, but just like I had a gut feeling that, like, not that this is my gut, but I had a gut feeling that I was pregnant. Then that's when I started typing things into my app, because I knew I was pregnant. So I began feeling gassy. And if you've seen also, with my first pregnancy, I did not know I was pregnant within the first trimester. I'll have that video up here if you want to watch it. And I didn't know during the first trimester. Nothing was out of the odd to me. When I found out I was pregnant, I was able to look back at some things that were out of the odd, but not everything. So that's why I can't always compare everything from this first trimester during my second pregnancy to my first, because some things I do remember, some things I probably had and I just didn't realize it because I didn't know I was pregnant. And so one of the things when I was pregnant with Maddie that I did think were weird was that I was gassy. I just did find that I was just farting all the time, and it was just like so weird, and Alfredo and I used to think it was really weird. And after finding out I was pregnant, I was like, oh, no wonder. This pregnancy, I definitely have gas, and it's honestly, it's definitely a lot worse than what I remember it being last time. And it's actually really painful because sometimes I can't always pass it, and it's just in my stomach, and it's just really, really painful. And I tried to look up what would help, what kind of foods to avoid. For sure it was greasy foods like pizza and stuff like that, so that sucked. But then I saw that almost everything can cause gas, like broccoli, lettuce, apples. So when I was looking at stuff to avoid, I was like, crap, this is stuff I eat all the time. Even the healthy things, like I said, apples. And so I was like, what the hell do I eat? So I actually just dealt with it. I forgot to mention it to my doctor during my first appointment. And so I didn't mention it to him until my most recent one this past week. And I don't think I'll have it anymore though, because I do think it's one of those first trimester symptoms like morning sickness. I haven't got any morning sickness, but I think this is something like that it just sucked for a really long time, and I'm just hoping it goes away from now on. It's like kind of embarrassing, but I hope some of you out there have experienced that. I know I'm not the only one because I've looked it up and it happens. It may not necessarily happen to everyone, but for sure it happens. And it's just like morning sickness, I guess. I never got it with my first. I haven't got it during this pregnancy, and you know, some people just really, really have it, and sometimes throughout like the second trimester also. So I'd rather be gassy than be throwing up, and that's just my opinion. On January 10th, I had a really, really hard cramp for about a minute on the left lower abdomen. So I believe I continued to have it, actually. I think I wrote it down again. And it's on the left side, and I began to think that it was round ligament pain because someone else I watched, Erin Williams, had said she had round ligament pain, and that's just the only thing I can add up to that. And it's a strong pain, and actually now for the past couple weeks I've had it, maybe just the past week, I've had it really strong on my right side. And sometimes when I go to the bathroom, I feel it on both, and this is like really recently. I feel it on both sides. It's definitely nothing, it's not an infection, and I just think it's round ligament pain. My doctor said it probably is. He said there are going to be a lot of cramps and pains, and like sometimes you don't exactly know, but I think it's round ligament pain because you can get it on either side, the left or the right. I don't remember having this pain with Maddie. I remember getting hard cramps, but actually I don't remember them being down in those specific areas. So maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Then on January 12th, during week 5, I had neon green pee, and I found that so weird. It seemed, I looked it up, and you can either have a UTI or it's your prenatal vitamins. I think it's my prenatal I actually know now. It's my prenatal vitamins, and I just knew because I didn't have this last time around because I'm taking different prenatal vitamins than I did last time. I don't think my last prenatal vitamins did that to me, but I have these now, and my friend had the same ones. I got them from her, and she said her pee was bright yellow, not neon green, but bright yellow. And so that is just a weird, gross kind of fact. And then during week 5 is when I began to get tender boobs, which sucks. It's just like, so especially having really big boobs. I mean, mine aren't really big, I don't think anymore, but I have big boobs. And it's just like, I mean, taking off my bra, I need to hold them and then just gently just let them down, because it's just so painful if I just take off my bra and they just like flop. And so that really sucks, but you know, I think we all know that feeling. I think it can happen when you're pregnant, when you're expecting your period also. So then during week 6, I began to feel heartburn. So this is probably the one and only time I think I felt heartburn. It wasn't that bad. I just felt like for like a second or two, just like some like burning sensation on my left side. I didn't have heartburn with Maddie. A lot of people say that you tend to experience heartburn when your baby has a lot of hair, and I did get a lot of questions about it because Maddie was born with a lot of hair, but no, for sure I don't think I experienced it with Maddie. But like I said, this is all during the first trimester. If I did, I probably just dismissed it. I probably just never noticed, because the thing now about knowing that I'm pregnant is anything that happens to me, I relate it to my pregnancy. And last time, since I didn't know, like stuff probably happened to me, and I was just like, eh. You know, like headaches, I'll get on to later on, but headaches is something that like I've been getting lately, and I'm just like, it's the pregnancy, it has to be. And so if I got a headache last time around, I was probably just like, man, my head hurts. I didn't relate it back to my pregnancy. And when I found out I was when I found out that I was pregnant, I never knew that headaches were a symptom of pregnancy, even though like everything can be a symptom of pregnancy. I didn't realize headaches were. It's not something that I hear all the time. I have heard it lately, but I didn't hear it before. And so I have gassy again. So this is what I mean. Like, it was every time I was just waiting. Oh, week 7, it's gonna go away. Week 8, it's gonna go away. It was not going away. During week 6, on January 20th, is when I began to feel sore arms. And this is for sure a pregnancy symptom, because Erin Williams experienced it. It was during her second pregnancy, during her first trimester video. And she mentioned that she had sore arms, and I was just like, wow, that's like so weird. Anyway, point is, it happened to me, and once I knew my arms were sore, I was like, yes, this is because of pregnancy. There was nothing that I was doing that would make my arms sore, and I just knew. And because I had heard it before, I was like, oh my god, this is because I'm pregnant. And so and I have that my boobs are still tender. This is so funny, these like little notes that I have in here to talk about. So week 7, I don't have anything listed. If I don't list anything, I didn't experience it, and I probably was just still having gas, because I was like, I don't need to log it anymore. I'll just remember that I had gas the entire time. Week 8, I have gassy still, but then on February 5th, I wrote not as gassy. So it started to calm down, and it wasn't as bad. And the reason why I complain about it so much is because it just happened every time I ate. So I was like, I'm really, really hungry because, you know, I'm just pregnant, and I just like get extremely hungry, and then I eat, and then I feel so gassy, and then it just sucks. And so I don't want to eat anymore. And then by the next time I eat, I'm just like starving again, because I didn't want to eat because I was in so much pain and I didn't want to have more gas. So that really sucked. I also mentioned that I had pain on the lower left abdomen again, which, like I said, is probably the round ligament pain. And in week 9, I wrote that I was still having that pain. And I believe that during week 9 is when I had my first appointment, and I did mention it to my doctor. And so that's when I have in here my first appointment. It was on February 13th. It was so fun. I have that video. I did vlog it. I'll link it up here for you. If I've already used up all my iCards, then I'll probably just link it down below. You can go through my videos. It's my previous video, actually, if you just want to go watch that when you're done with this one. And I showed the ultrasound, and I just talked about meeting my new doctor. I love him. I was nervous about meeting him because he's not the same doctor I had with Maddie. During week 10, let's see what I have. My phone. Now I'm checking both, because now I began to log it in my planner and in my So I didn't. After I went to my first appointment, we scheduled a first trimester screening, and that was a screening for, I believe, abnormalities. I can't remember anymore. But we had an ultrasound. I talked to my sister about it, and she said that hers was just blood work. I had an ultrasound and I had blood work, and it'll be twice. So I got blood drawn that day of the ultrasound, and I'll get blood drawn. I'll just get it done at my next appointment, because at my OB's office, they actually have a lab in the office. So it's just more convenient for me to go during when I have another appointment. So that's when I'll do that, and it'll be like mid-April, and that'll be my big ultrasound, where I believe it's the anatomy ultrasound. And we will, I remember that being when I was 20 weeks with Maddie.
Hello.
Hi, baby.
Hello. What are you doing today?
Hi.
Oh,
I'm just filming my video.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you having fun with Daddy?
Dad.
What are you doing?
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I have craved a lot of things. I can't pinpoint what I have craved the most, because they're like, I crave something, I get it, I'm over it, I want something else, typically. But I can say that I have craved sweets, just sugar, and especially during the first, like when I first got pregnant, it was bad, and I wanted sugar, and I wanted straight sugar. I mean, like sugar raised donuts, and I was having sugar raised donuts like all the time, because where I was working over the holidays, there was a donut place right there, so I would get off of work and pick up donuts and just eat them, and then they would bring donuts to work and I would have donuts there. So I ate a lot of donuts during that time, like maybe like week 5 to week 7, I don't know. And that has just always been a huge craving. I mean, at my work the other day, my boss had bread pudding, and that was so good. I ate all of it. And just, what else? Candy. I've craved candy. I've ate a lot of candy, and just juice. Like, I don't drink soda, but, and this is something that I do relate to when I was pregnant with Maddie. I did notice that I was craving soda when I was pregnant with Maddie, and I don't drink soda. I don't like it. So when I found out I was pregnant, I looked back and I was like, oh, that's one of the reasons why I was craving soda, was because I was pregnant and it was just a craving. But now I think that it's just sugar that I was craving. I wasn't really, I don't know, probably because Alfredo drinks a lot of soda, and just the smell of it made me want some. But for sure, sweets is something I'm craving all the time, and that's all the time. Like, I can always eat something sweet, just always. I love it. And yeah, so that's probably just my biggest, not specific craving, but the biggest thing that I crave is sweet. And I think that's it. I'm so sorry that this is such a long video, but I will begin to do weekly updates. If I don't do it every single week, then I'll just depending on when I film and upload, I'll just put those either 2 or 3 or however many weeks into that one video. But seeing how long this video was, I'll probably just keep doing a weekly update. And I'll include my, since I'm barely 14 weeks, I'll either, since I'm kind of like already in the middle of week 14, I'll either include it, I might make week 14 a video of its own, but I might just do it with week 15. And so just stay tuned for that, you guys. I would like to thank you guys for joining me for this video. I hope you didn't get bored. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I just feel like this video is gonna be so long. I don't even want to edit it. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you're new Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you know when my next update goes up. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you'd like to see more videos like this. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think and what you guys want to see. And if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And yeah, I'm so excited. Like I said, I'm just stoked to be able to film my pregnancy and just document it with you guys. I'm having so much fun, and I love watching pregnancy channels, and I loved doing it when I was pregnant with Maddie, and I still love doing it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!